Hey YouTube, how you doing? Kevin here. I don't know why I cough every time I say that cough. Okay, so we're back at the clutch. Okay, so now that we have it all in place, take my mark off, my tape, which is where I marked it for that arrow right there, so it goes back together in the same spot it came out of. Alright, so a couple of things. I don't know if you guys can see the dirt in here. Did this on purpose. I don't know if you can see the dirt. This little piece of dirt and flakes of dirt. That is the reason why you wash it before you work on it. Okay? So, that dirt right there is going to get between gears and it's going to do premature wear. That's why you want to make sure you clean the engine before you work on it. So now, a couple of things while you're in here you want to inspect. This tube right here, this grommet right here, is the oil seal that stops the oil from coming past your intake and into your air filter housing. And this O-ring right here, let's see if you can see this or not. Okay, this O-ring right here is the oil seal from stopping the oil from your gear case here into where your carburetor mounts. And this right here, this little doodad right here, this little spacer, little plug here, that is for your automatic oiler. So you want to make sure that seal is good, because if that has an internal leak, you're going to leak oil, crankcase oil, into the engine. And in back of this plug, in back of this plate right here, is your rotary valve. You have your crankshaft gear right here that drives your clutch, and then right over here you got this big plastic gear. I don't know if you guys can see this too, the sun's really, really bright. And this is your oil pump drive gear, right here. And I'm going to take this out for a second. I want to show you something. You see that gear right there? That is your Kickstarter gear that drives on that gear. Pretty cool, huh? I think I'd take a moment and show you a couple things, that's all. What they are. Then this right here is your shifter lever right here. When you go to shift, this is the drum. And this drum right here has got your forks for your gears. And that's pretty much it. This is the detent that you feel click, 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 click every time you shift into a gear. That's the drum that rotates. And then this is a spring right here that I told you guys sometimes stretches out and you keep missing a gear, but your clutch is fine. That's the spring right there that's gone on my machine. So I had to replace that. Stretched way the hell out, and I don't know why. It was just, and I shift normally. I don't like abuse it or anything. Alright, so we're going to get back on the clutch. I just wanted to show you guys a few things why I have it open. One of the things you're going to want to do is clean up the gasket surface. Make sure your gasket's all removed. Make sure it's nice and clean all the way around on both sides. On this side and on the side of your case, which I don't even remember where I put my case. Oh yeah, right here. And on that side of the case right there, you want to make sure the gasket surface is nice and clean when you put your new gasket on. Do not use silicone gasket. It's not good. Just use a regular gasket. They're cheap enough to buy. Spend the money, buy the gasket. This part right here drives your oil pump. Before I get back into that, got everything laid out here. Let's show you how this works. On the back of your oil pump, you have this little flat spot. Sorry if you can't see that. Hopefully the sun isn't on too bright, but you can see right there how it grabs it and spins it. Right like that, see? And then it drives it. So that's how all that works. Okay, now we're going to get back on the clutch. Okay, normally when I do these clutches, I don't have shit like this all over the place, but I'm kind of just doing a regular, just showing you how it goes together and comes apart, to help you, assist you with yours, because I'm not doing a clutch to this motor. Anyway, so let's get back on that. So you're going to torque these down. You do not tighten these with a ratchet. Okay, these bolts are too light duty to do that. What I use is I use the wrench, a hand wrench, and by hand I walk them all the way in. I snug them. I do not crank them down. I just lightly snug them. Okay? Just snug them so they just seat. The springs are all in there and compressed evenly all the way around. Then, after I get that part done, I'm trying to see if I can... Man, the traffic out here is wicked today. Anyway, I'm going to use my torque wrench. I had the page that the torque specs were on there, but the, whatchamacallit there, the wind blew it away. So I'm going to have to get back to you on that for a second. Give me a minute. Okay, so now I'm at the book here, and I have the clutch spring bolts, which are those ones that are right in the middle. And you ready for this? They're only going to get torqued down to 3 to 3.5 pounds. Not a whole lot. That's why you don't tighten them down with a ratchet, because you will go over them. It's in foot-pounds too, not inch-pounds. Keep that in mind. And let's see, engine mounting bolts, blah blah blah. Primary drive pinion. Yeah, we don't care about any of that. Okay, so 3 to 3.5 foot-pounds of torque. Well, luckily for me, I can do that with this torque wrench right here. That's why I use these ones right here, and that is not much at all. Okay, you're going to basically put the torque wrench on there and torque them down. You know, you're going to want to hold it. I'm going to teach you guys a little trick. See these two gears right here? The crank gear and the cam gear? Not the crank gear and the cam gear. There's no cam. The crank and the clutch, right in between there. If you take, hold on a second. After your gasket surface is... Okay. Sorry about that. I had to put my camera on the stand there. Alright, so after your gasket surface is on there and it's nice and clean, you get your new gasket in place, then it's time for the side cover. You're going to inspect it and make sure your clutch components are all intact and working, which is going to push through there a little bit. Okay, gasket's all nice and cleaned up. Everything looks good. Now, there's no reason at all to have to beat this thing on there. It should be able to go on all the way by hand, all the way to the end. So in some cases you may have to tap it, or just a slight bit, but no more than that. And then you go over to your pizza box, you grab your screws, and you just start screwing them back in. And that, my friends, is how you do the clutch. It's real simple. I'm not going to put the rest of the stuff, I'm not going to put the carburetor back on. You guys know how to do all that. I showed you that at the beginning, how you take it off. You just do everything else in reverse. You go over to your pizza box, you start with your screw number 1, you work your way all the way around until it's nice and tight. Then you can put your carburetor on, you can put your oiler on, start setting your cables back up, and put all that in. If you do need a video on that, please request it and I will do it. If you need me to do a cable video. But it's pretty self-explanatory. You're just going in the opposite of how you took it apart. And what do you call it there? And that's pretty much it for the clutch video. And I do have a video on my page of how to adjust it. Because once you put the new clutch on there, you're gonna have to readjust it. because the clutches that you're installing are thicker than the ones you're taking out. So everything's going to be out of adjustment. Keep that in mind. And that pretty much is how you do a clutch. I mean, they're really basic, really simple. Not much to them. These bikes are pretty easy to do. And as you can see, once you get the side covers off, there's not even that many screws. So it comes out pretty much. Your favorite tool is going to be this right here, the impact driver, and the oil that you're going to be using is 10W30. You're going to fill it up until it comes out this way here. You're going to take this plug right out, take it completely clear out of the bike. It even tells you right on the side of the case, oil level. Now, what you do, you take this top one off right here. And all you got to do, all you got to do, is pour your oil in the top here until it drains out the bottom here. When it starts coming out here, you're full. Stop pouring. Put your plug on. Snug it up. And then put your oil cap back on. And that is all that's involved in doing a, what do you call it there? A clutch. Real simple. Real simple. This is my dummy engine right here to show different things on, so I can help you guys do your diagnostics and however you guys need to do it. So this is my parts dummy engine. That is a KE100. It's a G5. And it's a, what do you call it there? The machine itself, the motor actually is in pretty decent shape. I just chose this one to be my parts machine. I got some of them and they're all good, so one of them had to go, so it'd be this one. This is the one with the higher mileage. It has just over 2,000 miles. So, which is not hardly anything, but everything else is, well, I'll show you. 1,764 miles, and they're all like that. So just the one that had the highest. Anyway, so thank you for watching. Please subscribe. If you have any questions or comments, by all means send them my way. If I can help you with anything, I am more than happy to do so. Another bike. Everybody on their freaking Harleys. The loudest and most obnoxious bikes on the road. Has an HD sticker right on it. God, annoying. Anyway, so anything I can do for you, by all means send it my way, and hopefully this helps you. Use it as a guide, go back to it, look at as much as you need. If you have any questions, by all means send them my way. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.